forgive the car vid. I'm driving. I got no time this semester. At any rate, I gotta make this video. This is the parable of the centipede, parable of the millipede. This is a thing I've seen happen a couple of times, and then the father showed me what it all means. So I took this log. Let me start from the beginning. Start the beginning from the end. I'm burning a log in my wood stove in my cottage that I love. I'm sitting in front of my wood stove, looking at the fire, feeding it with logs, which is one of the pleasures that I truly derive out of life right now. Last couple of years and things. It's one of the supreme things that I enjoy. So here's this log in this fire, and the end of the log is sticking out of the fire, and the end of the log, it's actually too long of a log, so the end of the log is sticking out through the hole. So the end of the log, I gotta wait till it burns in some more so I can stick it in there and shut the lid. And here comes this centipede that I see. And he crawls out the end of the log, and he sticks his little feelers and his legs, his front half of his body out to the abyss. He can't feel nothing, and he's crawling around on the end of the log, and he goes to this side in the end, and it's hot. He reaches off the end, and it's hot over there, and it's hot over here, and it's oh man. Going back, and he comes back, and it's there's nothing he can reach from the end of the log, so he goes back into the bark, comes back out again. This thing keeps going for a while, until he goes back in and he never comes out again because he got burnt up. And so while I'm watching this, I realize, man, this guy is going through a really hard time. He is trying to get out of this habitat that he mainly stays in his house, where he thought he was safe, like for the winter or whatever, spring, and all of a sudden it's on fire. And when he comes to the end and he can't reach anything, everything he knows how to do is done. This centipede didn't have to die. He could have done something that he didn't know he can do, which is jump off the end of this log. Like, this log's on fire and I can't reach anything, so I'm gonna drop. Because right underneath of him, he would have dropped down to the floor and been fine. At other times, they would drop down into the ashes in the wood stove, which were not on fire, and get out that way. But they don't do it because they don't know that they can do it. And even if they do that, sometimes they drop down and there's a coal because they waited too long and they get roasted. In this case, the centipede, he could have dropped down, he would have landed on the floor, and he could have gone away. This is like a person, okay? And the issue that this centipede has is that he's now faced with a decision which is really, really hard. Do something that you don't know is possible. Do some new thing that's possible for a centipede. You could drop and go out of here, but you don't know you can do it. So you're gonna have to do some like Oregon Trail stuff, where you have to take everything you can live with and walk 20 miles a day. Humans can do that. You may not know that you can do that. Swimming across river, terrible hard stuff. Or think about this. This centipede, when I first started chainsawing up the log, he could have left that log because he felt that. Or the first time I took that log from where it was and flung it over into the pile. Or the first time I took that log from the pile and then put it into the bin. He could have crawled out then. Or when I went into my house and I took it from the bin and I threw it into the wood area next to my wood stove, he could have crawled out then also. Just the normal way he likes to, where when he crawls out, there's still something to grab onto. He's not lost. The credit cards still buy gasoline at the gas pumps. But now, because he didn't listen, he didn't leave when the chainsaw happened and the moving of the log happened the multiple times, and he, for whatever reason, and stayed in there, now he's in the fire. And now he's going to have to do something that he doesn't even know he can do. Or he's going to die.